The Steet Pawnee Auto Group in Herkimer and Yorkville and Turnbull Insurance since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Jeff Antelic, watching in Fort Plain.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. We're traveling all over today, including a trip to Old Forge up north, so stay tuned.
Old dirt roads and long country miles mean the world to my heart. Fishing down by the tall oak tree, trying to catch the ones that got away.
Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the annual Violet Festival in Dulgeville. There's art, music, crafters, and vendors, and of course, flowers. There's a parade Saturday morning and fireworks Saturday night, and a 5K run Sunday morning. Visit violetfestival-ny.com for the complete schedule of events. Be sure to get your copy of this month's Mohawk Valley Living magazine. And don't worry if your local Stewart shop has run out. There are nearly 250 mom and pop businesses and restaurants who carry the magazine. To find a location near you, visit mohawkvalleyliving.com.
Swimming down at old Johnston's pond, getting chased by honeybees. Gigging frogs, and I let them go.
The Steet Pawnee Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Pawnee Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Pawnee Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Pawnee Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Pawnee. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Third Thursdays are big in Little Falls. There's food, fun, and shopping bargains. Businesses are alive after 5, staying open late. Come out to the Starving Artist Craft Sale from 2 to 7 and see the Sidewalk Chalk Artist on Main Street. There's also live music starting at 5 and an open mic night at the Mohawk Valley Center for the Arts during Third Thursdays in Little Falls.
The people you know, the rock you love, and more songs per hour. 92.7 FM, The Drive, Central New York's locally owned independent rock station.
It's the sale you've been waiting for, the 28th annual store-wide super sale at Adirondack Furniture. Save 30 to 70% store-wide, including Amish rockers and gliders, solid oak furniture, and custom bedrooms and dining rooms. Twin log beds starting at $399 and 25% off in-stock Lane furniture. Ask about 0% financing and free delivery. Buy American made and save during the super sale at Adirondack Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica, and online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort.
Now through August 24th, visit Cooperstown and the Fenimore Art Museum's new exhibition, Winslow Homer, The Nature and Rhythm of Life. Explore over 23 rarely seen original oil paintings and watercolors by one of America's foremost 19th century painters, now displayed as a complete collection for the very first time.
For more information, visit FenimoreArtMuseum.org.
The Fenimore Art Museum overlooking Otsego Lake in Cooperstown. Great American art in a beautiful setting.
I learned to drive in the old cornfield. Got stuck once in a while. And laying back in the summer.
Before we head to the North Country, we take a scenic drive to visit a farm in the Stockbridge Valley. On our way, we travel through historic Knoxboro and notice that the old farmhouse from the 1700s has been completely restored, along with its accompanying hop house. We learn that it's the project of Daniel Stoltzfus, who we first met years ago at his business, Custom Woodcraft. He was kind enough to give us a tour.
Well, we always liked the setting of it, and we liked it had a barn and a nice big house, but it looked like a lot of work, so that's why we didn't buy it when it was for sale the first time. After it came up for sale 20 years later, we gave an offer and they accepted it, and we started a project much bigger than what we expected to get involved in. Well, first of all, I've always wanted to restore an old house. I never thought it'd be quite as extensive as this one is, but when we saw the Hops house, we wanted the stone walls were there. We decided to put a roof on and to put a small cottage next to it, and then it got a little bigger and bigger, and so this is it's kind of a work in progress. And so the big house was, we just basically went back to the original and gutted it and duplicated all the original trim and the inside. Well, we have the business Custom Woodcraft, which we do custom cabinetry and custom millwork, and we have our own molder, so we could duplicate all the trim. If it wouldn't have been for that, it wouldn't have happened. So that way we could go back and make any knife we wanted to try to duplicate the original. Some of the original trim was actually plaster, which we made it all in wood. Well, this used to be the hops kiln, and we restored it. The roof was gone when we bought it, so we had to look at pictures and other buildings that had a roof on like that. Then we were going to put a ceiling in, and someone said, well, you don't want to put a ceiling in there. So we ended up putting a skylight at the top and make the roof, the wood all the way up, and we had to taper each piece to fit exactly. We had to find the circumference at each end of the board to be able to fit it to where it is now. And
A little bit of math in there?
a little bit of math, but it was very interesting work, but this is what it turned out to be. Most of the work was done evenings and Saturdays, and we burned a lot of midnight oil here to get it done. But I have 3 boys that enjoy the same work, and so we worked together, and it was a very interesting family project that we did. So that's what makes it worthwhile, just being able to work together and get something that we can see a final product, and it's a lot of satisfaction to see a job well accomplished.
To take an old crumbling hop house that would have been lost to time and to turn it into something like this took quite a bit of imagination, and trust me, it worked. It is gorgeous.
The farmhouse and hop house are now available for overnight guests as Lights of Home Bed and Breakfast. Learn more about the story of its renovation and see pictures online at visitlightsofhome.com or call 843-4462.
On the rolling hills, stretch out far and wide. The walls are strong and sturdy, through the years it's held up well. Oh, if that old house could talk, the stories it would tell.
We continue to our destination in Munnsville, Red Fox Farm on Blowers Road, overlooking beautiful Stockbridge Valley. The farm is owned by Jim and Kelly Broniszewski, who dreamed of raising their children in the same place Jim's grandfather Blowers did. Besides raising cattle, Kelly keeps busy with her own homespun business.
I started making jams about 19 years ago. I kind of was forced into quitting my job when my oldest son was born. He was born with cancer. I had to stay home with him. Was a little bit bored, wanted a hobby, and saw a commercial about Sure Gel of all things, and confronted Jim's grandmother who owned this farm, and asked for some advice from her, and so flourished my interest in making jam, and it just went from there, starting as a hobby, and every year I just got into making more and more, starting from strawberry to grape, and pretty soon it just went from 1 flavor to 2 to 3 to 4, and here I am selling it at all the farmers markets and to well over 30 retail stores now. It's expanded quite rapidly, actually, from the first time I went to my first farmer's market in Hamilton. Absolutely not. Never imagined. I'm from the city. No, never imagined. I'm blown away. I really am.
So how much do you make now?
I've got to say I probably make at least 500 cases a year, at least. That's a lot for homemade jam from a little tiny 12 by 8 kitchen.
You can find Red Fox Farm jams and jellies at the Oneida County Public Market and Hamilton Farmers Market on Saturdays and the Westmoreland Farmers Market on Sundays. You can also find them on Facebook.
So far to help each other along, where we all share something special here in this valley that's our home. Just as sure as the Mohawk rolls along, I'll never be alone, making this valley my home. I'm so proud to call it my home. It's not what you take to give, it's here I wanna live. Oh, I'm making this valley my home.
When planning your family's future, turn to the principles of the past. Turn to Turnbull. Turnbull Insurance Service is an independent agency representing the most dependable companies for all your insurance needs, as well as complete financial planning and wealth management. Call today for a free assessment. Whether you're looking to sell or buy your first home, retirement property, farm, or lake house, call River Hills Properties. Agents look forward to meeting with you to present a personalized plan. River Hills Properties, bringing you home. Call 896-1009. Look and feel amazing at the graduation, tea, or garden party in a fun, comfortable dress from the Village Crossing. Check out the fabulous summer fashion in Clinton. Your garden is only as good as its plants. The premier growers and Cornell School of Agriculture graduates at the Mum Farm grow 99% of what they sell. So for your perennials, container gardens, vegetable transplants and herbs, trees and shrubs, shop the exceptional plants at the family-owned Mum Farm Garden Center on Red Hill Road in New Hartford. The Fenimore Art Museum is open for the season with 6 new exhibits, including A Moment Past. L.F. Tantillo paints New York history. Tantillo's work brings the past to life through his remarkable historically accurate paintings. His paintings celebrate maritime themes, focusing on little-known subject matter depicting the early history of New York State. His work is widely collected and appears in exhibits all over the world, including Cooperstown at the Fenimore Art Museum, open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 to 4. Now you can take out hot specials for lunch and dinner at Maria's Pasta Shop, and on Sundays, fried dough, fried meatballs, and fresh-baked rolls. Maria's Pasta Shop, Oneida Street, Utica. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. North Star Orchards is open for the season. The greenhouse is full of potted plants, annuals, and vegetables, and outside you'll find perennials, trees, shrubs, and topsoil. The bakery's open too, with fresh pies, cookies, breads, and muffins at North Star Orchards, Route 233, Westmoreland. Pick up the free Mohawk Valley Living magazine the first of each month at local businesses and your closest Stewart shop. For a complete list of pickup locations, visit MohawkValleyLiving.com. Mohawk Valley Living magazine. See what's in it for you.
I'm gonna watch the sunset in the desert. Be the prettiest sight of live.
Special thanks to Turnbull Insurance Service and Mark and Jim Turnbull. Their continued support makes the show possible.
Time and money and someone else like a shade.
We are heading north to Old Forge, ahead of the summer tourist season. We stop into the Goodsell Museum, located in the historic Goodsell Memorial Home, to see what's new. And of course, what's new is old. One of the fun current exhibits features technology that was once state-of-the-art.
Well, every year we try to think of a new theme to put in this front room, and this year is called Web Wired to Wireless, talking about technology in the town of Webb. I was against the idea. I couldn't imagine why anybody would want to look at old typewriters and telephones, but it's been the most popular exhibit we've done in a long time. I wasn't thinking historical, but the kids love the typewriters, they love the telegraph key, the dial-up phone. When you say dial-up, that's what it is. Most of this you can do on your phone. The kids all get that. I mean, you can type, you can talk on talking on the phone, you can take photos. All the things that are in this room collectively, you can do that. You know, I grew up in an age where you had a manual typewriter, then we went to electric. You had a phone that had a dial on it. You called an operator. It was long distance to call, 2 miles. depending on where you lived. And for the older people that come in here, they can say, oh, I remember 45 records. I remember having a phone without a dial. For the young kids that come in here, oh, what is a telegraph key? What is a typewriter? What is a dial phone? We're making memories with the kids because they're something that they haven't seen at home.
The Good Cell Museum is free and open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 3 on Main Street in Old Forge. Look for their Lectures on the Lawn series this summer. Follow them on Facebook or visit webhistory.org.
Well, I've been to the land of the midnight sun. There I saw Denali, the great one.
An annual event in Old Forge that is a favorite with the locals is the Central Adirondack Art Show at View. This popular exhibit features the local talent of over 200 artists, with pottery, sculptures, carvings, collages, and more, all on display in the bright open gallery.
This is the Central Adirondack exhibition. It's a regional open show. It's been going for 63 years. It started in our founder, Myrnie Cashua's front yard, where they hung everything on chicken wire because it was the first art show to be held in Old Forge in 1952. This year is a little bit different than in the past. Usually it was open to kind of all media, but this year we broadened that spectrum a little bit. Photography was never allowed in the show, and this is the first time we're allowing photography in the show, and we've had great results. It's a really diverse show. It showcases art in all formats and art of our and some of the best art and artists of our region. It's a completely open show. You know, the point of the show is to kind of celebrate the artist from the beginner to the professional, and celebrate the people of the area. So basically the process is we open the show up, we send out our calls for work, we set certain dates when people can bring the work in. All you have to do is just bring your work in, and it's automatically in the show, and we'll put it up and put it on display. And people really, really came out and came through with their absolute best work, I feel like. And they usually do. I've gotten an excellent response to the show. People, I mean, I think one of the great things is just the response of the artists, but then people coming in to see the show the response has been all in all fantastic. Really excited about the show and really excited about the work in the show. There's a familiarity aspect of the exhibition. You come in and you might see someone that you know that actually you didn't know they made artwork or something. I mean, some of these people in here, it's the first time they've been in this show. I've gotten a lot of messages from people that are like, well, I've never been in this show before. I'm really excited to be in this show. So there's been a lot of pull for this show this year.
The Central Adirondack Art Show ends June 22nd, so hurry up north to see the amazing work created by your friends and neighbors. On display now at View in Old Forge. Open daily 10 to 4, Sundays noon to 4. Many of the local restaurants are just getting up and running for the busy tourist season ahead. But Tony Harper's Pizza and Clam Shack is open year-round and is a popular place with the locals. Their new chef, Leon Leger, enjoys working for his Old Forge relatives and getting to know the locals.
I absolutely love it. Every day there's something to do. Everything's fun. All the people are nice. It's a small town, but so many people from around the world show up here, so it's always cool people to meet, always something awesome to do, always good food.
Here I am, 72 years old, and today I had my very first bison burger. I wish I'd known about these years ago. They're fantastic. Come up here, try one. For us locals, this is a good time to come up here because the tourists have yet to arrive.
Ironically, after enjoying a hearty lunch, we head to the Starving Artist Gallery across the street. The shop opened in 2010 and is a collective of local artists featuring beautiful pieces of handcrafted pottery, jewelry, Native American gourds, and many other unusual and creative gift items, all from local artisans. Open daily right on Main Street in Old Forge.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley.
We begin our journey home, but make a stop in Remsen to visit one of the first artists we featured on the show back in 2005. Martha Deming is still as busy as ever in the art community. Her love of flowers and the outdoors is still a source of inspiration for her artwork.
When the garden is in bloom, there's so many flowers, and I make a lot of drawings and take a lot of reference photographs, and then I have them all winter to work with. So, painting outdoors, you have full spectrum light, natural light, which changes rapidly through the day, which affects how quickly you need to work to get an image down on paper. From photographs do not, even digital photographs, do not get the nuances of color that you get in real life, whether it's life painting in a studio or painting outdoors. There's just so much more to see and color nuances and subtleties to appreciate. And just because I love to do it. It's fun. It's fun, basically, that's it. It's nice if I sell a painting once in a while, but fortunately, I don't have to paint to eat. Otherwise, I'd starve. But it's mainly just the enjoyment of painting that keeps me at it. And the challenge, there's always something you're not sure how to do. So when every painting I do, you try to pick something that you're not quite sure how you're going to do it, and you have to figure it out as you go along. And it's the challenge that keeps you going. If there's no challenge, it's boring, and why bother, you know? You need challenge to struggle with.
You can see Martha Deming's work in the Central Adirondack Art Show, currently at view in Old Forge, and in their upcoming pastel and watercolor exhibits. She is also online at meadowtopart.com and on Facebook.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley. Let's see.
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. See the difference small family-run greenhouses can make. From hanging baskets to vegetables, Zarek Greenhouses offers herbicide and pesticide-free plants, and they only sell what they grow. Zarek Greenhouses, East South Street in Clinton, and online at zarekgreenhouses.com.
Hi, welcome to the Little Falls Antique Center in the shops at 25 West. We have 2 full floors with 50 vendors of interesting and unique products ranging from specialized to very eclectic, primitive to the not so primitive. Remember, shop local, we're worth the trip.
View presents the 63rd Annual Central Adirondack Art Show. This annual favorite features over 200 artists from the region through June 22nd at View, Route 28 in Old Forge. Call Yannick Excavating for all your residential and commercial projects, from new construction and land clearing to septic systems, driveways, basements, ponds, and topsoil. Visit yannickexcavating.com.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospital on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley Living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Hello, Mrs. Cole. Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment? And you're only available on weekends. Sure, I have an available appointment with Dr. Karen Sunday at 2 p.m. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
When you shop Mealan's Market, you'll be the grill master. That's because every hot dog, beef patty, and sausage is made by Bob Mealan himself. Find everything for your next cookout, from store-made meats to fresh salads and tabbouleh, at Mealan's Market at the Four Corners in Clark Mills. That special art, photograph, or memorabilia deserves a special frame. Oscars creates one-of-a-kind gold and silver leaf mirrors and frames. Oscars Picture Framing, 12 Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products. At Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally.
Baby, can't you see no matter where you go, you never find another friend like me. Anytime you are alone and blue, please hurry home, won't you? I'll be waiting for you. Baby, can't you see no matter where you go?
With the weather we've been having, by now I'm sure you all have your gardens in. Everything's planted, everything's been planned. A little tip that we use out here is once we put our sets in, our plants have started for zucchini, summer squash, some of the other ones like kusa. A trick that we've always adopted was to actually at the same time put some seeds in next to it, because when this plant has given all the fruit that it's going to give, you'll have another plant that's started and coming on for about a month later than this plant. In gardening, it's not just the one thing that you plant. You should be thinking the whole season. It's not just down to from seed to harvest. It's the whole season that we want to have something coming on. Some of the vegetables that really do well are cucumbers. You should always have maybe 2, if not 3 different batches of cucumbers or pickles, because when they hit that heat, they sort of hit a wall and they sort of stop producing heavily. So now you have a younger plant coming on. I mean, radishes, lettuce, all of those things can be multi-cropped, I guess you'd call it, and just keep planting for the whole season.
We hope that you enjoyed today's show. Again, I'd suggest you come up here to Old Forge now before the tourists all arrive from all over the country. We hope you'll tune in next week again. Between now and then, enjoy Mohawk Valley living.